Ray Palmer, the Atom, is one of my favorite characters. I first was introduced to him in Brave and the Bold 115. It was a reprint that I read as a kid where he just stepped inside of Batman's brain and started controlling him. In that issue, Batman was like brain dead and Ray Palmer just stepped in. That was a crazy story, but that's how I found out about Ray Palmer, a classic Silver Age character that was reimagined from the Silver Age version, who was just a diminutive guy with a super punch, into a guy that could shrink. This is Hervé from Comic Book Bin. Fill you in since 2002. Like and subscribe. Now let's look at Ray Palmer. The Ray Palmer body mold is the one that was introduced with Blue Beetle that has been reused with Mr. Terrific and other characters ever since. It's the standard superhero body, and in this case they did not change anything. That's why you see some bend at the calves. They shouldn't be there. They should be smooth, and even the boots are not shaped this way in the comics, but they decided to make them just flat, just a line without the spikes on top of the boots. The one drawback with this figure is that he has no belt. It's painted on. Now the belt is the most important part of Ray Palmer. Why? Because in the story, he has a dwarf star in that belt that allows him to shrink down. Here, we don't see that in the character. All we see is that it's painted on. You'll probably have to customize the figure yourself to add an extra belt for him to do what McFarlane didn't do. The body itself is pretty smooth. The articulations are fine. The face is okay, even though the head tends to be a bit too small. One thing I will say is that I don't like the shoulder joint. McFarlane uses an extra shoulder joint as opposed to just the shoulder that insert inside the socket. This thing keeps on flipping around. It's not good looking, first of all, and it looks odd. Now, the body is a standard superhero body, which is much smaller than the Commander Steel body, which is perfect for a character who's like Captain America, or even a larger character like the latest Shazam Captain Marvel action figure, which reuses a Superman body. The joints are okay. McFarlane used their own articulation for the hips. You can bend them. Nothing is pinless with McFarlane. Everything is visible, but it's okay. You can see that they haven't done much work. I find that the forearms are puny and too small. They should be much beefier, especially for a superhero. The head moves quite well, but that's it. He wears a diaper, like most of the DC Multiverse action figures these days. The collar on the diaper kind of fit, but it's not a perfect fit. Now, the action figure comes with a smaller Atom prop. It's not articulated, it's just a prop. If they wanted to do it properly, they would have done like what the DC Direct version of Ray Palmer, the Atom, did, which is add a smaller Atom that could sit on someone's shoulders, and even one that would sit on a chair in Justice League meetings. There's nothing special about this figure. It's a drawback. A good thing they could have done is add an extra head, an alternate head, just like in the Bronze Age stories where he went into a jungle, shrank down, met a smaller tribe in the jungle, but the forehead was cut and his hair would show. And he also wore barbarian gear and swords and so on. It was like a Conan Atom. They could have made a variant of this guy. They did not. I don't expect them to ever redo the Atom. Unfortunately, even though he's a popular character, I don't think they'll ever remake this figure. Still, if you like the Atom, like me, you'll get him, but this is not the greatest figure ever, even by McFarlane DC Multiverse standards. This is Hervé from Comic Book Bin. Fill you in since 2002. Like and subscribe.